Lost Level. Yes, the ultimate violent action comedy movie of 2020 that I didn't see coming. Let's get right into it. First of all, what is the movie about? It's about a former Special Forces soldier who's stuck in a time loop of one day, reliving it over and over and over again, dying throughout the day, and trying to put together the pieces of the puzzle to make it through the day. It would be best described as John Wick, Keanu Reeves meets Bill Murray's Groundhog Day. It's fantastic. Before I get into this review, there are going to be some minor spoilers. Not going to try and dig too much into the major spoilers, just to dissect and explain this movie. So if you haven't seen this movie, I strongly recommend it. Go out and see it. Come back and see my review. Okay, so I want to say two things, first of all. Number one, usually when a bad movie comes out, the trailer's really good, but the movie's not very good. For example, Songbird. The trailer looked interesting. The movie was atrocious, was horrible. Now, with this particular movie, I saw the trailer about a year ago, and it looked okay. I will admit, it looked okay. Did not entice me to go out, rent, or purchase this movie on streaming. I waited till it came out for free on Amazon when I was bored one night, and I thought, well, let's give this a shot. Now, whenever I see a movie and I have low expectations, I always go in with an open mind, and I want to review it fairly. Second thing I want to mention is when I think the movie's going to be horrible, just in case, I always have my phone beside my couch there when I'm watching the movie on the big screen. So if I get bored, like in Songbird, the movie is so horrible, I had to be rescued by my phone. So I put the phone there. Let's just put it this way. I saw this movie. I never looked at my phone once. I was glued to the screen from opening scene till the end. And I will say in very rare occasions, and this is one of them, this movie trailer did not do this movie justice. It's usually the other way around. Movie was fantastic. The movie trailer was kind of blah. Didn't really look interesting. The movie itself is fantastic. First of all, again, I was mistaken. I thought this was a B movie, you know, one of those straight to DVD rental type movies. And then I realized who the director was. It's Joe Carnahan. He's a great director. He's done really good movies like the A-Team reboot from a decade ago. I thought that was really well done. He also directed the movie The Grey with Liam Neeson about the wolves. I like that one too. And way back when, he directed a movie called Narc with Jason Patric and Ray Liotta, and I still love that movie. That's fantastic. So we got a good director here. We also have a great cast. So the main star in this movie is Frank Grillo, and essentially he plays a special forces soldier or ex-special forces soldier named Roy Pulver, and essentially he's stuck in a time loop, and it goes on and on and on, and he gets killed throughout this day, and he's really never made it to lunchtime. Essentially, like he wakes up. He's in a bed of a strange female, and essentially the assassins are in his apartment and they're trying to kill him immediately. And we're talking like various types of assassins, unassuming assassins, people in helicopters. Like this guy is marked for death, and he has no idea why. None of it makes any sense. He doesn't know why he's stuck in this time loop, doesn't know who these guys are. But what makes this movie interesting is you learn along with him why this is happening to him. For example, he is literally killed, I believe, over 200 times in this movie. Obviously, you don't see each one, but they'll put a kill counter at the top so you know which attempt he's on, basically. It's a lot like a video game. I'm not a big gamer, but in video games, when you play a certain level and you try and get to the end of the level, but you get killed on the video game, you get to replay that level again, but you know what's coming now up until the point you got killed. Well, that's exactly what happens in this movie. So each time you learn something new, and he learns what's going on. So let me get into the cast here. We got a great cast. Who is the villain? Mel Gibson. He plays a military colonel in charge of a top secret program. Sort of has something to do with the time loop that he's in. And the character of Frank Grillo, Roy Pulver, his ex is Naomi Watts, the actress Naomi Watts. She portrays Gemma Wells, and essentially she works for the project under that colonel. And the other neat thing here is his son in the movie, which is the son he has with the actress Gemma Wells, played by Naomi Watts, is Frank Grillo's real life son. So I thought that was pretty cool. Frank Grillo, he's a great actor. I've really enjoyed his work. He's been in Captain America, Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War as Crossbones. He's been in a lot of movies. He was in The Gray, actually. Is kind of a corrupt worker on the plane with Liam Neeson. He plays a lot of good action roles. He's in great physical shape. He's been in the Purge movies. You think he's in his 40s, but he's actually in his mid 50s. He does a really good job here. I think he pulls it off. But we got an all-star cast here. And let's get right into it because I think it's cool. One of my favorite cast members in this movie is Will Sasso, a Canadian comedian actor. Great guy. He was on Mad TV back in the day. The Three Stooges reboot movie, I thought that was fantastic. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. And he just does a bang-up job here. He plays basically Mel Gibson's right-hand man, the big tough guy. But Will Sasso, if you know him, doesn't really look like a tough guy, but he really fits in this role well. And he's got some great lines in this movie. There is one line, and I'm not going to give the scene away, but he says something to the lines of... it tastes like blueberry muffins. And I cracked up laughing when that scene went down. It was just hilarious. I thought it was great. Yeah, so it's kind of a mystery movie too. You're learning as he goes. One other cool scene is there's one of many, many assassins who's skilled with a sword. And he knows he can't make it past a battle with her. She's just too good. She'll kill him each time. So what does he do? He goes back. He finds a sword instructor early on in the day, and he starts training with that sword instructor. Then he gets himself killed on purpose, goes back for another day with that instructor, but tries a different lesson. So he essentially goes over and over and over again by the point where he's a master swordsman. I thought that was kind of ingenious. The movie all comes together at the end. It makes sense. Still a little unclear how the project totally works, but I get where it's going with the time loop portion of it. Mel Gibson's just villainous in this movie. He does a really good job. It's Mel being Mel. Other actors is Ken Jeong, the Asian comedic actor from The Hangover. Fantastic guy. He plays Chef Jake in here, and he's got a pretty pivotal role here as well. Yeah, just a lot of other cast members. Michelle Yeoh, great actress. She was in one of my favorite shows, Strike Back, as well. And she's been in James Bond, Tomorrow Never Dies, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and recently Star Trek Discovery. Great actress. So she plays the sword instructor. So he gets to learn lessons from her over and over again. I don't think she knows she's been teaching him countless times. She probably only thinks it's been a couple hours in a day. But anyways, this movie was entertaining. It is violent, but it doesn't apologize for it. It's a violent action movie. Very well shot. The special effects are amazing. And you're kind of rooting for this guy. You want to see him get past the lunchtime hour. And as he does, he progresses through this movie. He gets to the afternoon, later in the afternoon, and then he goes back again, then has to go further to the end. And I won't give away the ending, but he gets further on through the day. I'll just leave it like that. It was an entertaining, fun movie. I will say right now, I had a lot of fun watching it. The acting was spot on. Frank Grillo was really convincing as an ex-Special Forces soldier. Naomi Watts was really good in this movie. His own son there did a great job too. This was a fun movie. I will say it right now. I got a bit of trivia, just some minor trivia for the movie here, but essentially his son Rio portrayed Joe, the son in the movie. And Joe Carnahan, like I mentioned before, was trying to develop this for a long time. And this movie was originally called Continue. And it was written by a couple of other fellows in 2010. In 2012, they started to try and make it, and obviously it would take a while to come out there. He wanted Frank Grillo to be in the movie. Frank Grillo had starred in one of his previous movies, The Grey, before. This is the second time that Frank Grillo starred with Mel Gibson. He starred with him in The Edge of Darkness a few years back too. Movie's also dedicated to Frank Grillo's mother, who passed away in 2019. And the date that he has to repeat is May 9th. That's the date that he goes over again. And that's also Joe Carnahan's birthday. So I thought that was kind of cool too. Yeah, it's just a fun movie. Oh, another cool thing is throughout the movie, he does say, the character of Frank Grillo does say, "I can do this all day." that was out of respect to his former star from the Captain America movies, Chris Evans, who played Captain America. That was a line he would say throughout the Captain America and Avenger movies. So Frank Grillo threw that in there as well. It's just, yeah, it's just a good movie. Really enjoyed it. Had a great time. You know, dissecting it for realism and stuff. I kind of left that alone because it was just a fun popcorn movie. It's not out there to win an Oscar for Best Picture or anything like that, but it was entertaining. I would watch it again for sure. Does it set itself up for a sequel? There is a bit of a cliffhanger where it could either end or it could pick up for a sequel, which might be very interesting as well. I would definitely watch the sequel for sure. I highly recommend this movie. It's a lot of fun. Just sit back, relax, and get a big bowl of popcorn and have fun watching it. Not necessarily a family movie due to the extreme violence. And when I mean that, like a head could be chopped off or something like that. It's not as graphic as Rambo 4, for example, or Saving Private Ryan by any means, but it's got some violence. But we've seen in other movies like John Wick and stuff like that. It's the same type of violence. So if you can stomach that and you want to watch a good action movie with quite a bit of comedy in it, this is worth your time. What do I give this movie on a scale of 1 to 10? I give Boss Level an 8 out of 10. I highly recommend it. It's a great movie. It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it's certainly nowhere what I thought it would be watching that trailer. And if you see the trailer, you know what I mean. It doesn't look that interesting, but the movie itself is fantastic. So anyways, go see the movie. Tell me what you thought of it in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel. All right, see you later.